Hello, in this video we'll be playing the final game in the narrative campaign detailing the fate of the Ramasus system, in which Illuminor Szeras is finally revealed as the mastermind of the Necrons' grand plan, and he himself takes to the field against Guilliman and the might of the Imperium. Hello, I'm Will and this is Mike with the Tabletop Donkeys.
Hello.
And in this video we're looking at the final issue of Warhammer 40,000 Imperium magazine, issue 90. So we've come to the end of this series with this video. There will be a separate video released at the same time where we'll look at the entire collection and give you our overall thoughts on the collection as a whole. And in this video we're looking at this issue and the Illuminor Szeras miniature that comes for the Necron collection. He will feature in the conclusion of our narrative campaign we've been playing through over the last 10 issues, which you can skip to using the chapter bars or the timecode in the description below if you want to. There'll also be a link to the conclusion video down there. But we'll have a look through the issue. So here's Illuminor Szeras' battle record. He's a master cryptech, actually the architect of the biotransference of the Necron tier into their metallic bodies, right back in the days when they were still flesh and blood. These days he's heavily modified his metallic form, and he goes around still exploring all the secrets of life and trying to find a way to ascend to immortality, or at least a better form than the one he currently inhabits. And here's his battle record, so you can roll on this chart to see why he's joined the campaign in the Ramasus system that we've been fighting. And then we're straight on to his build guide. So he's quite a complicated model, a bit like Roboute Guilliman. He's a sort of centerpiece. He has some delicate parts that you do, just be careful clipping off the sprue and removing the mold lines as well, be careful doing that. Other than that, as long as you follow the instructions carefully, he goes together reasonably straightforwardly, although it does suggest dry fitting the arms before you put any glue on to make sure you know how they're going to go together and get the correct angle before putting any glue on. And there he is, finished there. And then his painting guide, and this is again a fairly lengthy painting guide. Slightly different to some of the other Necrons, just because he's their own individual. He's not technically a member of the Zarrakan dynasty, but it's still mostly the same colours. So still starting with a Runor brass base coat and following all the usual steps pretty much, including for the energy blade on his weapon. But then he does feature a poor victim on his base who's being turned into sort of biological soup. And it does suggest mixing a paint here using pallid witch flesh and pink horror to make a lighter pink to be a highlight for the stream of organic matter that's being sucked into his equipment. So if you don't have a suitable pink colour to do that, you can use this method. And the man on his base does have a few steps you don't usually see on Necrons, like obviously his flesh. And then his base has quite a lot of extra details on it as well, so including little scarabs and whatnot, so take your time with those. And then he's finally finished, a fitting centerpiece for the Necron collection with this final issue. So you can already see his datasheet there. I'll hand you over to Mike, who'll have a look at that and then take us into the conclusion of our campaign for the Ramasus system.
So here we have the datasheet for Illuminor Szeras. He is an 8 power HQ choice and is actually the first and only unique named character we get for the Necrons for this collection. So he has an 8-inch move, 3+ weapon skill and ballistic skill, strength 6, toughness 6, 7 wounds, 4 attacks, leadership 10, 3+ save. He has his Eldritch Lance, which is a 36-inch range assault D3 shooting weapon with strength 8, AP-4 D6 damage. In melee it is strength user, AP-4 2 damage. And he also has his Impaling Legs, which is strength user, AP-2 1 damage, and he gets 2 extra attacks with these in melee. He has living metal and command protocols like every other Necron unit. He has rights of reanimation, which is exactly the same as the Technomancer's ability, which you might notice he has the Technomancer keyword. Also has another rule called Illuminor, where he can use the rights of reanimation ability twice per turn. And he has an aura called Empiric Overcharger, so enemy psychers within 12 of him, each time they take a psychic test, they get a Perils of the Warp on any double, rather than just a double 1 or a double 6. He also has mechanical augmentation, where at the end of each Necron movement phase, he can select one friendly Necron's core unit within 6 of him, and if you do that you roll a d3 and consult the table below. So on a 1, until the end of the battle that unit gets +1 strength, on a 2, that unit gets +1 toughness, and on a 3, that unit gets +1 ballistic skill. And each unit can only be selected for that ability once per battle. And then his atomic energy manipulator, so if he destroys any enemy models in the fight phase, then at the end of the phase he can use his mechanical augmentation ability as if it were the movement phase. So you can potentially get 2 uses out of it in your turn and once in your enemy's turn as well. An important keywords, he is a character. He's a dynastic agent, so he doesn't benefit from any Zarrakan specific auras, but he's also a cryptech, so he would benefit from the crypto thralls. And he can see tutorials for two of his major abilities, so the Empiric Overcharger at the top there, the Phobos Librarian having a bad day, and then Mechanical Augmentation, probably getting some fairly lucky rolls to give the Immortals +1 Ballistic Skill and the Lich Guard +1 Toughness after killing some Marines in melee. And today's mission, we're going back to the heart of Kjalma's skull to assault the Noctilith pylon, so it's almost complete, and both sides are mustering all of their forces available to either defend or destroy it. And here we are, the final campaign mission, Shadow of the Pylon. So interestingly, the Necrons get 85 power, while the Imperium get 100 power, although the Necrons do have something to counteract that. We have all 4 battle mats, and then there's a 8-inch deployment zone along each long edge. And then there are 6 objectives. There are 2 5 inches away over the centre of the battlefield either side, and then a rectangular pattern around them. The special rule in this mission is the Noctilith pylon, which is nearly complete, so as the game progresses, the attacker's army suffers various effects, and the attacker is the Imperium, as you might assume, and these effects are cumulative as well. So in the first battle round, the Imperium have -1 leadership. The second battle round, you have -1 move. Battle round 3 is -1 to advance and charge rolls. Battle round 4 is -1 attacks to a minimum of 1, and then the fifth battle round is -1 toughness. And for objectives, we have capture and control. There are 10 victory points for controlling 1 or more objectives, 10 for controlling 2 or more, 10 for having more than your opponent. But other than that, we'll show you our armies we picked for the final mission and get straight into it. So here we have 100 power of mixed Imperium forces. So we've got representatives from all the major factions and including to Draxus. But front and centre we have Roboute Guilliman, who will be my warlord because he has to be. We've got a lieutenant, 2 units of 5 assault intercessors, the eliminators, the suppressors, the dreadnought and the aggressors. We've got my usual admech contingent with a Tech Priest Dominus, the Skadi Rangers and the Cataphrone Destroyers, and the Dominus is going to be part of the Artisans Holy Order because I had 1 power left over. We've got the Canoness, the Battle Sisters and the Paragon Warsuits, and finally Kyria Draxus, as I said, seeing as she survived the previous game, I thought it would be appropriate to bring her for the final one. And she's supposed to be hunting Illuminor Szeras as well. And my campaign reward is going to be the Sword of St. Marcius, and I think I'm actually going to give it to the Lieutenant because he's probably more likely to get into combat with something. And here we have the Necron forces.
So we've obviously got Illuminor Szeras joining us for the first and last time. He will not be the warlord though, because he's not a noble, so I wouldn't get command protocols, so that duty will go to the overlord on the Catacomb command barge, who will have the Enduring Will warlord trait for -1 damage. We're also bringing the Roll Warden and the Plasmancer, who will have the Photonic Transubjector Arcana, to ignore the first failed save. He's accompanied by 2 Crypto Thralls. Then we've got the usual 2 units of Necron Warriors and 1 Immortals unit for troops. Also 5 Death Marks, 3 Scorpion Destroyers, Locust Heavy Destroyer with Gauss, Spider, 2 units of 3 Scarabs, 3 Wraiths with Transdimensional Beamers, the Trarch Stalker, which are given the Heavy Gauss, the Countertech Reanimator, and 3 Tomb Blades. And for my campaign reward, I'll pick the one where I get cover for my whole army in the first turn.
Well, here we are deployed for the final battle. So can't quite get everything in shot, but you can see we have our 6 objectives. So 1 and 2 are in the top where the Necrons are, 3 and 4 in the bottom with the Imperium, and 5 and 6 in the middle. And here in the middle, you see we've got a Necron monolith along with the other train we used in the issue 80 game. Again, this isn't specified by the battle plan, but just to make it a bit more interesting and to try and represent this Necron pylon that we're fighting around. So the monolith is just going to block line of sight, and I think we'll say it's inspiring for the Necrons for what good it does. Going over deployment, looking at my left flank, I've got my Admech contingent with the Cataphrons, the Dominus and the Rangers, who will make their 3-inch range move in a second. 1 unit of assault assessors. In the middle I've got most of my Marines with the Dreadnought on the left, the Suppressors, the other unit of Assault Assessors with the Lieutenant, the Aggressors and Guilliman, and on the right is my Sisters contingent with the Battle Sisters in the middle with the Canoness and Kyria Draxus next to them, and then the Paragon Warsuits over on the far right flank. And my secondary objective is going to be attrition. And then the Necron deployment, looking at their right flank.
So from left to right, we've got 1 unit of Scarabs, the Plasmancer and Crypto Thralls, the Camptic Spider, a unit of Warriors, and the Trarch Stalker. And then you can also see in the back is the Tomb Blades, which are in strategic reserve. In the middle, there's the Immortals, behind the Helix Reactor a bit, the Reanimator, the other unit of Scarabs, Illuminor Szeras, the other unit of Warriors in the front with the Wraiths behind them, and then the Command Barge behind them, which I actually redeployed slightly with my campaign progress ability, which we'll talk about in a second anyway. And then finally, out on the right are the Death Marks, the Royal Warden, who you can't see, the Scorpion Destroyers, and the Locust Heavy Destroyer. And my secondary objective will also be attrition, because it seems to be the best one for this scenario.
The Imperium are Ascendant, which means that once per game I can pick a unit in the shooting phase, and then that unit can reroll hit rolls and wound rolls of 1 for the rest of that phase. Obviously the Necrons was that they could redeploy a unit in the pre-battle ability step. And my Sacred Right is going to be Divine Guidance, I think. And finally we're rolling off.
Oh, I actually rolled higher for once, so I will actually go first for once.
Oh, so Necrons, turn 1. The Necron started with 17 command points and go up to 18. I start with 15 because I have to pay 3 for Guilliman, but he pays for his own detachment with his 3 free command points. And then because he's my warlord, I have to pay for the rest of my army. That's another 3 command points, so I start with 15. My miracle dice was a 4. My Canticle and Doctriners are going to be Bulwark, Imperative, and Shroud Psalm. And the Necron command protocol is Protocol of the Sunstorm.
And we'll go for the directive for +1 movement. In the command phase, my What Be Done went on the death mark, so used the extra movement from the protocol to get up onto the roof. The Scorpic destroyers are still hiding in that building for now, so they can't be seen, because charging out, I think they'll just get shot a bit. And the heavy destroyer is going to maintain position, because it's not the Warships aren't in range of it. In the middle, the Warriors with Gauss Reapers rolled a good advance roll, which was enough to get them on to Objective 6, followed by the Command Barge and the Royal Warden. Illuminor Szeras is behind the Command Barge. Behind the pylon in the middle, we've got the Wraiths, which advanced and got onto Objective 5. There's a unit of Scarabs in there as well. The other Warriors and the Immortals are coming up that side, followed by the Triarch Stalker and the Reanimator, which is still hiding behind the Intrim Reactor for now. And then finally, over behind this building, we've got the Plasmancer, the Crypto Thralls, Scarabs, and the Spider. So at the end of the movement phase, Illuminor Szeras is going to use his mechanical augmentation on the death marks, because he's probably going to move away from them in later turns. So rolling a d3 and consulting the table, we get a 1, which is +1 strength, which is going to be very useless for them, but never mind. And at the end of the movement phase, the Plasmancer is just in range of the Eliminators, so he'll do his lightning on them. They take a mortal. In the shooting phase, we're going to do the Locust Heavy Destroyer first. It's going to try and pick out a Paragon Warsuit. Hits on only 3 rerolling 1s. Rerolling 1s. That is a wounding on a 2 as well. That is a wound.
So it would be a 6+ invulnerable save. No.
So it's 3d3 damage -1. That's enough to kill one. Catacomb Command Barge next, just in range of some of the aggressors.
Spend a command point for Transhuman Physiology on the aggressors.
So then we've got 3 shots hitting on 2s. They will hit, or they will be winning on 4s. Didn't make any difference, we only got 1 wound anyway.
Got cover from that pipe, so be 5+. Nope.
D3 damage, 1. I think I'll re-roll that because with 18 command points I'm not going to get through them otherwise. No, still 1, never mind. Do the Triarch Stalker next, they're going to shoot the Cataphon Destroyers. 6 shots on 3s. Only 3 hits, we'll spend a command point to auto wound, and then these will be 3s. 3 wounds.
5s. Didn't make any, I'm going to re-roll one of those. Nope.
So D3 damage 1 at a time. 3. 3. 2.
I've got 1 left.
1 Immortal can see and is in range of the Cataphron, so we'll just try and finish that off. We might get lucky with that shot. The other 4 are going to shoot at the Eliminators. No damage to the Eliminators, but the 1 shot at the Cataphron hits and wounds.
4+. No, the Cataphrons are gone.
The 10 Warriors with the Gauss Flayers finished off that wounded Eliminator, and finally we've got Illuminor Szeras, the only thing left in range. He's going to shoot at the aggressors as well. So he has D3 shots with his weapon. Oh, 3. Hit on 3s. Only 1 hit and it wounds on a 4 because of Transhuman, which failed, and I've used my reroll. Finally I've got the death marks, so they're just going to try and damage that wounded aggressor a bit further because they don't really have any better targets either. So these will be 2s because they did move, but they have my will done. There's 4 hits. We'll be forced to wound it anyway. 6 is immortal, it's just 1.
Cover, so 4+. Nope, takes another wound. That'll be it for the Necron turn. Now on to Imperium turn 1. So my movement phase, the Skitarii and the Eliminators are going to stay where they are. The Dominus are going to move around so you can get in range of something, and the Assault Intercessors that were behind that building are moving into it. In the middle, the Assault Intercessors, the Lieutenant and the Aggressors have all advanced. The Aggressors are in range of that Necron Warriors. Jordan moved up normally so he can face off against the Wraiths, and Guilliman's moved into the middle for aura coverage. Suppressors moved so they can get better line of sight on things. Over here, the Battle Sisters are going to consolidate on the objective, and I will be spending 2 command points for Defense of the Faith. The Command Rod is going on the Paragon Warsuits, and they have moved along with Kyria Draxus so they can just about see. There is a Wraith just around the back of the monolith that they can all see now. In the Psychic phase, Kyria Draxus is going to try and manifest Smite, and it will hit the Wraiths that are behind the monolith. She's not within 12 inches of Illuminor Szeras, so she doesn't have to worry about perilsing on any double. Yep, needing a 5. I'm actually going to spend a command point to reroll that Psychic test because I would like to do some damage to the Wraiths. We get it. D3 mortal wounds. Yep, the Spider's too far away to deny. Yeah, so that's going to be 1. Next one's the shooting phase. I'll start with the Aggressors, who are all in range of that unit of Warriors there by Objective 6. 21 hits into 13 wounds from the Aggressors. 3+ saves though because of my campaign reward, and it's still bad round 1. So cover. 7 to reanimate on 5s rerolling 1s. 2 back and 1, which is a 3rd back. Battle Sisters managed to kill off 2 more of the warriors. Going to do the war suits next. They're going to shoot at the wraiths. Again, I'll do the grenade launchers first. 2 shots each on 3s, rerolling 1s. 3 hits, wounding on 3s. So yeah, that's 2 at -1 and 1 at -2.
-1 will be on a 3 because we've got cover for everything. Yeah, and then 1 4+, which I failed.
D3 damage, 1. And then the multi-melters, reroll that 1. 4 hits, wounding on 3s, getting 1. I'll reroll 1. Nope.
It's just 1 4+, which I made.
I'll do the Skitarii Rangers next. They're going to shoot at the other unit of Necron warriors. Skitarii killed 3, but they all came back. The Dominus and the Assault Intercessors in that building fired some pistol shots at the warriors and failed to do anything. The Eliminators are going to put some Mortis rounds into the Immortals. 1 wound at -3.
With cover, that means we have a 5, which we made.
Well, we've got the Dreadnought next. It's going to put all of its weapons into the big unit of warriors, because I really want to try and get rid of some of them. So starting with the little weapons, we've got 8 shots from Stormbolters on 3s, rerolling everything because of Guilliman. 7 hits, wounding on 4s, rerolling 1s. And that's 4.
So 3s because we've still got cover. 2 dead so far.
8 shots from the Gatling Cannon, again on 3s, rerolling everything. 7 hits again, wounding on 3s, rerolling 1s. Put that in the box, and then reroll the 1. That is 7 wounds at -2.
So these will be 5s because of the cover thing. Ooh, that's another 6 dead.
So it would be D3 shots from the missile launcher, because there's a blast weapon that goes straight up to 3 automatically. Yeah, and on 3s rerolling. You'll hit. 3s rerolling. 1s. Good job we can reroll 1s, because that was 2 1s. 2 wounds at -2 again.
5s. Nope, that's the whole unit wiped out.
Still got Kyria Draxus over here, so she'll find Dirge Singer at the other unit of warriors with the Gauss Reapers. So showing Kyria Draxus' wounds, we've got 1 at no AP and 1 at -3 AP.
The -3 we are 6 only, nope, and then a 3+, which I made. So she kills 1, which comes back.
Do the suppressors next. They're going to shoot at the warriors again. So 9 shots on 4s because they moved, but rerolling everything because of Guilliman. Don't seem to need it. 8 hits, wounding on 3s, rerolling 1s. That was cocked. Rerolling it because it was a 1. That is 7 wounds at -2.
5s. No, they're all dead. Well, I didn't make any.
I think I've only got Guilliman left, and he can just about make out an Immortal. So he's got 3 shots on 2s, rerolling everything. Reroll. Getting 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. No rerolls though, because he doesn't buff himself, unfortunately. Still 2 wounds at -1.
So we're back to our base 3+. Oh, he kills an Immortal, which does not come back.
So the only charge in the charge phase is going to be the Dreadnought, and it's going to try and charge the Wraiths. So good to add +1 because it's near Guilliman. Its charges are 9, that's definitely going to be enough. So the Dreadnought has 5 attacks because it charged, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s because Guilliman is within 12. Good job, we can reroll those 2 1s. So it's 4 hits. I'll reroll that 2 as well with a command point. Into a hit. It's strength 14, so it's wounding on 2s, rerolling 1s because the Lieutenant is nearby. Reroll that 1. 5 wounds.
4+ vulnerable. Failed 3, so the unit will be destroyed unless I spend a command point, so I might as well.
Yeah, minimum damage is 4.
Reroll. Nope, they're all dead.
That's also the end of the battle round. I've killed 3 Necron units to 1, so I will gain 4 victory points for attrition. So we head into Necron's turn 2. My Miracle Dice was a 5, go to the Tactical Doctrine. My Doctrine is going to be Protector, I believe, the +1 Ballistic skill, -1 Weapon skill, and I'll pick Benediction of the Omnissiah to be active as my Canticle.
And Command Protocol is Eternal Guardian, and we'll go for the directive that lets me set, defend, or hold steady if charged.
Well, command phase stuff, Necrons will gain 20 victory points for holding 2 objectives.
The reanimation beam went on the Immortals. Xeros brought the missing one back. My Will Be Done also went on them, and then they have moved. We're basically avoiding the objective 6 side of the monolith because there's a Dreadnought to deal with, and Guilliman's a bit more over to the other side. Yeah, so most things just moving through the middle, like so. Near objective 1, the Spider and one of the unit Scarabs going through the wall, as is the Plasmancer. Trikstalker moving up slightly. And over by objective 2, the Scorpic Destroyers are going to stay in the building for now, because if they charge out, they'll just be a target. Wait for something to turn up on objective 6. And the Heavy Destroyer moved around so you can see the Dreadnought. In the reinforcement step, the Tomb Blades have arrived from strategic reserves over here near objective 3 and the AdMech. And then at the end of the movement phase, we've got Harbinger of Destruction will hit the Dreadnought, potentially doing mortal wounds, does 1. And Mechanical Augmentation will go on the Immortals, because they're the only viable target left. And they gain +1 toughness, so they're toughness 6. In the shooting phase, we'll start with the heavy destroyer shooting at the dreadnought. So it hits on A3, re-rolling ones. That's a hit. Wounds on A3. It failed. I'll have to re-roll that. It succeeded.
Yes, so no save.
So 3d3 damage, -1. That is going to be 7 down to 6. We'll do Illuminor Szeras at the dreadnought as well. D3 shots, 3 again, on 3s. 2 hits, and these will be 3s because he's strength 8 or 9. We had 2 wounds. Yeah, these are -4, so it's just straight to 2d6 damage, -2. So that'll only be 4 total. Just quickly do the reanimator because it's the only thing in range. Anyway, hit once, and a 5 to wound. Oh, it did, -2.
5 plus save. Nope, it's down to 1.
See if the Royal Warden can finish the job because it's the only thing in rapid fire range. So he does get 3 hits, and he'll be winning on 5s. We've got 1 at -2.
5 plus again. Yes.
Oh, we'll do the mortals at it. Again, nothing else in rapid fire range. Just do 1 wound, 9 hits, wounding on 5s. Getting 3. Got to pass all 3 5+ saves.
No.
No, so it does die.
Does it explode? On a 6. It does.
Oh dear.
It's a 6-inch blast doing D3 mortal wounds. That's going to hit the command barge, the immortals, and both units of scarabs, as well as this unit of assault intercessors and the lieutenant down at the bottom. I'll roll for the Necron units. So we'll do the scarabs closest to the dreadnought as 1. The other unit scarabs 2. The command barge 2, and the immortals 1.
And then the assault intercessors 2, and the lieutenant 2. Trarch Stalker is going to shoot the assault intercessors in the building down here by objective 3. On 3s. Yeah, that's 5 hits.
Yeah, we'll do transhuman, I think, because you haven't really got that much left.
Winning on 4s. 3.
That's 3, so 5s. Made 2.
And then we do 3 damage. Can only kill 1. Command barge at them as well. Can reroll the 1 because the Trarch Stalker shot at them. Into a 1. Haven't used techno-oracular targeting yet this turn, so we'll automatically wound. And a 4+. No, just 1 wound.
5. Nope.
Another D3. We'll kill 1. Plasma Monster as well. D3 shots. 2. 3s, 3 1-1s, no, just the 1, and a 4. Nope. Spider fired at the Eliminators because with the cover it would have made no difference on the save, but didn't do anything. And finally, the Tomb Blades on this side are going to shoot at the Skitarii Rangers.
Tomb Blades managed to kill 2 Skitarii. I did re-roll a save to save one of them.
Final shooting is the Death Marks. They're going to shoot at the Suppressors because they don't really have any better targets. So 2s and 3s. 6s do a mortal wound. Ooh, 2 mortal wounds and, 3 wounds.
Cover, so 4s. Made 1, so that's 2 dead. Do have to make some leadership tests. We do have -1 leadership from the pylon being active, although the suppressors are fine because they're near an inspiring hematologic reactor. So the Rangers are fine, and the assault intercessors in the building are fine. And that is it for Necron's turn 2, on to Imperium turn 2. So down here the Skitarii Rangers have moved up. The Dominus is going to go over to the left because he's going to have to deal with those Tomb Blades. Assault intercessors have moved forwards. Eliminators staying where they are. In the middle, the other unit of assault intercessors and the lieutenant have moved around, and the aggressors advanced so they can all see the scarab bases there. Suppressor moving up as well. Then the Battle Sister contingent is moving up a bit, still maintaining range to objective 4 so I can use Defenses of Faith. Guilliman's going to go over and take objective 6. So we'll be on to the psychic phase where Kyriadraxis are going to try and manifest Smite, and she's going to target the Immortals. So her psychic roll is a 6.
The spider is now in range to deny though, and it fails. You know what, I might re-roll that. You can re-roll a Deny the Witch test, and it's not going to affect any other phase, and I have so many command points. Yeah, there we go, we stopped it.
So on to the shooting phase, where I'll do the aggressors first. They're going to flame the scarab bases in front of those assault intercessors. And the aggressor's got 21 hits, wounding on 3s, re-rolling 1s because there's a lieutenant and a Guilliman nearby.
There are 11 wounds in the unit, and there's no save because it's a tactical doctrine, so they're dead.
Do the Paragon Warsuits next. They're going to shoot at the Reanimator with both their weapons. So do the multi-mortars first, 4 shots on 3s, re-rolling 1s. That is 4 hits, wounding on 3s, re-rolling 1s because they're near Guilliman now. So that's...
They're all going through, so just don't roll like 4 1s. Yeah, it's dead. Does it explode? No.
Doing the Battle Sisters shooting, we got 11 hits and actually got 6 wounds after re-rolls. That's with, well, they're all 6s, so they're all a -1.
These are on the Immortals, but they have cover from a pipe, so they're just back to 3s. Oh, they may
So there were some more shots from bolt pistols on the Immortals, but no effect. Over here, the Dominus is going to fire both his weapons at the Tomb Blades. So 3 shots on 3s. They must want to hit when he moves, it doesn't matter. With the Volcat Blaster, I'll re-roll one of those 2s with the Benediction of the Omnissiah. Wounding on 3s, 6s do 2 mortal wounds in addition. That's just 2 wounds at no rate.
3s, oh, he does kill one, and I think I'll actually spend a command point to reroll that save, because I haven't done so yet. Yes, I kill 2 men otherwise.
And the Serpenter hits, doesn't wound. But I can reroll that 1 with Benediction into a 1. A couple more pot shots from the other unit of Assault Intercessors into the Immortals aren't doing anything, and the Rangers killed 1. Kyria Draxis, I think, can still see the Immortals from where she is, so she'll shoot at them as well. 2 shots on 3s, rerolling everything because of her bonus, yep. Really on 5s, but rerolling everything again. So reroll that. Oh, 2 6s, so that's 2 at -3.
5s. Saved 1, so 1 will be dying, and it doesn't come back.
So that immortal dying means that Guilliman can now shoot at the Royal Warden, because he no longer has lookouts there. There's 3 shots on 2s, rerolling because of himself, yep. Wounding on 3s, no rerolls. That's 2 wounds at -2.
Just in cover from a pipe, so 3s, 4s, 8 on.
Now, 2 remaining Eliminators might as well hover some shots at the Immortals on 2s. They both hit. Wounding on 5s, because their toughness got increased. 6s do a mortal wound in addition. Nothing. And then we've only got the Suppressor left, and he's going to shoot at the Command Barge, I think, try and do some damage to it. So he has 3 shots on 4s, but rerolling everything because of Guilliman. He needs it. Or anyone. Wounds on a 4 because of quantum shielding. So 4. It wounds. -1.
4 plus save, made it.
So there's going to be a couple of charges. The Dominus is going to try and charge the Tomb Blades, and this unit of Assault Intercessors is going to charge that unit of Scarabs in the Ruin. I'll roll the Assault Intercessors first. They get a 3, so I will have to re-roll that. Into an 11, that'll do.
We're going to Overwatch against the Tech Priest Dominus though. So the Tesla, oh, they all miss. And the Gauss, no. And the Particle Beamer, oh well, that got 3 hits. 3s to wound. 2 wounds.
That's 2+ base, I think. It's fine. Then you charge roll, 12 is in. So Assault Intercessors get in like that so they can get some cover.
The Scarabs will set to defend because they're within command protocol range.
Yes, and the Tomb Blades were not in command protocol range, so even though they were a load of 5s with the Tesla, that still missed. So killed a Scarab base and took another one down to 2 wounds with the Assault Intercessors. Very poor showing from them, I'll say. Then the Dominus has 3 attacks with his axe on 3s. Getting 3 hits, and wounding on 3s because he's strength 6 with his axe. I will command point reroll one of those because I would like to kill off. That is 2 wounds at -2.
So these will be 5s, and failed both. I might as well reroll one because so many command points. No, it's still dead. So reanimation. Only 3 went in the box, but I can't reroll into a success.
So Necron hitbacks don't do any damage, and we also forgot about the Plasmancer's aura that goes off and does do a mortal wound to the Assault Intercessors. That's the end of the battle round. I'm in control of 4 objectives, and I killed 2 Necron units to 1. So I gain attrition from 4 more victory points, go up to 28. And we're into Necron's turn 3. So the start battle round 3, I'm going to switch to the Assault Doctrine. I get a 1 as my miracle dice.
I'm going into Protocol of the Vengeful Stars and we'll pick the directive for extra -1 AP on 6s to wound with shooting.
I'm not going to pick a Doctriner to be active, and my counterskill is going to be Invocation of Machine Vengeance. That lets him roll an extra dice when taking charge rolls and pick the highest.
Command phase, I gain a command point, 20 victory points for holding 2 objectives. I'm going to use the Resurrection Orb from the command barge on the Immortals because they may not last much longer, so I might as well get my use out of it now. Looking for 5s, and we'll get 1 back. And then in the movement phase, the command barges come right into the centre. The Scarabs that were in those ruins in combat with the Assault Intercessors have moved out towards objective 3. Tombblade flew away from the Tech Priest and is now kind of in the middle of the board. Plasmancer moved forward. Cryptic Thralls came through the wall, they're going to have to do their bit as well. The Triarch Stalker is going to stay behind to hold the objective. The Calyptic Spider has moved towards objective 5. Illuminor Szeras brought back another Immortal, and then they've moved towards objective 5 as well, with the Royal Warden behind them. They've also got My Will Be Done on them. Szeras himself has moved towards objective 2 to support the Death Marks. The Heavy Destroyer has moved around so it can see a Paragon Warsuit, and the Scorpic Destroyer has advanced. I spent a command point to reroll their advance roll, and they're heading for objective 4. Harbinger of Destruction for the Plasmancer killed a Assault Intercessor and wounded another one, and then we're moving on to shooting, where the Heavy Destroyer is going to shoot the Paragon Warsuits. So 1 shot on a 3 rerolling 1s. Rolling 1s. Oh. So we'll do Illuminor Szeras at them as well. D3 shots, 2, hitting on 3s, they both hit, 3s, they both wound at -4.
These 6+ invulnerable saves. I made 1.
So just 1 going through for D6 -1 damage. 2. I spend a command point to reroll that damage roll, because I really need these things dead. Hey, 5, so that's down to a 4, but that will kill one.
Yeah, but we did remember that they destroyed, the Warsuits was destroyed the Reanimator, so I got a Miracle Dice which was another 4.
Moving to the other side of the pylon then, I will shoot with the Royal Warden at the Assault Intercessors on objective 5. So 4 shots on 3s. Only getting 1 hit. Wounds on a 3, which it does. And that is a 6, so it's a -3.
So that is going to be a 6+ save. Yeah, definitely no cover. No, losing Assault Intercessor.
Shoot the Immortals at them as well. I'm going to spend a command point for Relentless Onslaught, so 6s to hit are an additional hit. 1 extra hit, and with well, we've done that, will be 9 hits. Winning on 3s. 2.
2 5+ armour saves. Oh, we failed both, so we lose another one.
The Crypto Thralls killed that wounded Assault Intercessor in the ruins, and now we're going to move on to the Triarch Stalker, shooting at the aggressors.
Spending a command point for Transhuman Physiology.
So 3s. Okay. We'll guarantee a wound with Techno-Oracular targeting, and then 4 more on 4s. 2 more.
So 3 6+ saves for the aggressors, and I failed all of them.
1 dice from the first hit, and then we'll roll for the second one. That does 1 damage, and then the third one does 1 as well, so we only kill 1 overall. Command Barge at the same target. Gets all 3 hits, and falls to wound again. 3 wounds, and again none of them are no 6s, so we'll get a save.
Failed them all, so we lose 1, and then Sarge takes 2.
Phew, I didn't roll 2 ones, so yes. Plasmancer is going to shoot at the remaining suppressor. D3 times, 2 on 3s, yes, and 3s again. Just 1.
6. Nope.
The Cameltox Spider killed a Skitarii Ranger, and last of all I have the Death Marks, who are going to try and put some wounds on the last Paragon Warsuit. 2s and 4s, 6s do a mortal wound in addition. Well, only 1 wound, but it is a 6, so it'll be -3 AP and a mortal wound.
Well, I'll just use the 5 Miracle Dice to save it, and then take a mortal wound.
Onto the charge phase, the Crypto Thralls charged the Assault Intercessor Sergeant in the ruins. The Spider charged into the ones on objective 5, but I had to re-roll it because it rolled a 3 and failed the first time. And finally, we're going to have the Command Barge. It's going to charge those Assault Intercessors and the Lieutenant as well. Yeah, it didn't fail. We'll do the Spider first, attacking the Assault Intercessors. The 4s, only gets 1 hit. I'm going to re-roll 1 because I need this to kill both of them. Well, they both hit. 2s to wound. Yes.
5 pluses, I think. Well, I failed both anyway, so now I've got them. Hey, you know what? It will be annoying. I will reroll 1. Nope. So I'm going to spend 2 command points to interact with the Lieutenant, see if we can do some damage. So 2s, we roll 1s. Oh, only really on 5s though. 3 wounds.
These will be a 5+ invulnerable save. Oh, I made 2. So he takes 3 damage, but down to 2 because of the Warlord trait. So the Command Barge is down to 6.
Crypto Thralls went next and got 6 wounds on that poor Intercessor Sergeant, so he's got to make 6 4+ saves. Oh, he lives!
Oh no, but we forgot the Plasmancer might have done a mortal wound to him on a 4+ at the start of the phase. Oh no, he is alive. Command Barge has 4 attacks on 2s. Yeah, he hit once. And it did wound.
So 4+ invulnerable, made it. Well, just the hero Assault Intercessor Sergeant to fight back, 5 attacks on 3s, 3 hits. Wounding on 5s, nothing. But the hero Intercessor Sergeant does have to make a leadership test because we have -1 from the pylon and -2 from his 2 dead friends. So we're fine. Phew. So in the command phase I gain a command point and 20 victory points, taking me up to 48. Also, remember that I rolled a 2 for the Assault Intercessor Sergeant and he actually did a wound to the Crypto Thrall. But in the movement phase he's going to move and he's actually just in range of the objective that's behind the wall. So that's contested now. Down here everyone's going to stand still except for the Dominus who's moving across. In the middle, the Lieutenant's going to fall back and leave space for Guilliman to get in. So that means the Battle Sisters and Kyriadraxus are going to take his space on Objective 6, maintaining Objective 4 as well with the Canoness, while the lone Warsuit is going to head out, and maybe we can go and disrupt Objective 2 as well. And in the Psychic phase, Kyriadraxus is going to try and manifest Smite, and I'll try and put it on the Death Marks. So needing a 5. Getting a 12.
That's the big one, and I can't deny that. But it is also a peril, so it does go off if she doesn't die from it, which she can't.
Yeah, but she takes D3 mortal wounds for 2. But then it does D6 mortal wounds for 3. And actually I'm going to start the shooting phase with Kyriadraxus. She's going to see if she can pick off the other 2 death marks with Dirge Singer. It's 2 shots on 3s I believe, but re-rolling everything because all those Enos, so that's 2 hits. Wounding on 5s, but 6s are high AP. But re-rolling everything because of all those Enos. That is a 1 at -3 and 1 at AP nothing.
So the AP nothing is a 2+, yep, and then a 5+ with cover. 1 dice. Animation, nope.
So the Battle Sisters did manage to wound the Death Mark, but it made all the saves and we did 1 damage to a Destroyer. So the Skitarii Rangers shot at that unit of Scarabs down there and killed all but 1 base, leaving it on 2 wounds. Now the Dominus is going to try and finish off the Tomb Blade, seeing as he's already moved, he already had -1 to hit. So the Volkite on 3s, misses. And the Serpento misses as well. So the Eliminators are going to have to try and finish the Tomb Blade off. 2 shots on 3s, rerolling 1s because of Guilliman, but they both hit. 4s. That's 2 wounds plus a mortal wound. That's minus 2.
Has to make both saves. No.
Guilliman's going to fire his gun at the spider, try and soften it up at the very least. 6 shots on 2s, but rerolling. And then 4s. That's only 2.
4s. Failed 1, down to 4 wounds.
Finally, I think I've only got the Paragon Warsuit left. So I'm going to use the campaign reward for being Ascendant, where she can re-roll hit rolls and wound rolls of 1. And we'll put the multi-melter into the heavy destroyer that's parked behind the building, and the grenades into that lone death mark. So the multi-melter, I think I'll use a miracle dice to make sure 1 hits, and then the other one hits as well. These are wounding on 3s, re-rolling 1s. Or anyone, 4+ to kill it, yes. And then the grenades on 3s, re-rolling 1s. Getting 2 hits on the death mark. Wounding on 3s, rerolling 1s. Getting 1 at -2 and 1 at -1.
So a 3+ and a 4+, so it's still alive.
Guilliman's charge, he's rolled a 3, which is enough to get him into both of those units.
With the command barge, just going to overwatch, just see if we can get any damage. I missed anyway.
So the Dominus has charged that unit of Scarabs to try and finish it off. And then the Lone Warsuit is going to try and charge that last death mark. Use the 4 miracle dice, so I need to roll a 5 or a 6 to get in. Which I did not, but I'll use my last command point to reroll that. No. At the start of the fight phase, that lone assault assessor might die.
Because of the plasma answer, still near it, yay!
Guilliman needs to do some work, so he is going to put 2 attacks with the Hand of Dominion on the spider, and he needs to get 1 through, and then the other 5 are going to go onto the command barge. So the spider does 2 hits, and double 2, but that is 2 wounds. That's 8 damage to the spider.
Yeah, at -4, 4 damage. So it's dead. Does it explode?
Then 5 attacks on the command barge, re-rolling 1s, so that's 5 hits. Only really on 4s though, because of quantum shielding. We've only got 1 wound.
And a 5+ invulnerable save, which I failed, so he does take 4 damage down to 3, so it's down to 3 wounds.
Yep.
But he's not dead.
And then the tech priest actually whiffed.
Yeah, so the Scarab base survives, so we'll do the command barge back on Guilliman. So yeah, 2s to hit, that's 3. 3s to wound, stuff for 6, 2 wounds.
3+ invulnerables. Maybe both. That does mean the Necrons actually win attrition because of killing that assault intercessor, so it's still fairly close. So we'll be on to Necron's turn 4. My miracle dice was bad around to 3. Also forgot that the Heavy Destroyer was destroyed, so that gives me a 5 as well.
Command protocol is Undying Legions, and I'll go for +1 to living metal, so everything against 2 wounds.
No Doctrina, and my counter is going to be Litany of the Electromancer. The Necrons will be gaining 20 victory points.
Then movement, the Crypto Thralls and the Plasmancer come out from their building. I'm going to try and advance on objective 3, I think. A bit risky, but they're all I've got left. Sharkstalker backed up so that Guilliman can't charge it so easily. And the command barge that was fighting Guilliman has zoomed over to the middle of the Imperial area to be in range of lots of things to go for next turn. Scorpic destroyers have moved up towards the middle and the Battle Sisters. Illuminor Szeras is coming towards objective 6 as well. The Immortals have moved to that side of the board, followed by the Royal Warden. And the lone Death Knight will stay where he is because he's holding objective 2. Tech Priest Dominus took 2 wounds from Harbinger of Destruction and then moving to shooting, where Illuminor Szeras is going to try and finish off that last Warsuit. D3 shots, just 1 this time. Hits on a 3. He missed. I need him to hit, so we'll re-roll that. He hit. I think I'll auto wound with Techno-Reactor targeting. I can't afford for it to not.
That'll be a 6+ invulnerable save. Didn't make it.
It's D6 -1 damage. 1. Nothing I can do about that.
Down to 2. Losing 3 rangers to the Crypto Thralls.
And then the Sharkstalker's going to shoot the Eliminators. On 3s. 5. 3s again. Getting 4.
4s. Made 3.
One going through for 2 damage. Only 1 dice, so Plasmops will try and kill the last one. Gets 2 shots, which reroll 1s to hit because of the Sharkstalker. No, only 1. 3 to wound. No. The Immortals need to get rid of that Warsuit, so we're going to spend another command point for Relentless Onslaught, and then we're hitting on 2s because mine will be done. 6s are extra hits. Ooh, that's 15 hits out of 10. And he's wound on 4s. 6 wounds.
Yeah, well, Miracle Dice 1, and then 5 4+ saves. Oh, he failed 2, so he's enough to bring her down.
Royal Warden's not in 15 of anything, so he's going to go for the lone Eliminator Sergeant. On 3s, rerolling 1s because of the Sharkstalker. Yep, and 3s. 1.
3+. No.
The Crypto Thralls and the Plasmancer in the charge phase both rolled 10s and charged onto objective 3. And then the Scorpic Destroyers are going to charge both Inquisitor Draxus and the Battle Sisters. So that's enough to get the Destroyers on the objective, and finally Illuminor Szeras will try and charge Inquisitor Draxus. We'll need a decent roll though. Well, like a 12. Crypto Thralls and the Plasma Arts managed to kill 3 of the 4 remaining Rangers. So we'll do the Scorpic Destroyers, we'll do the normal swords to start with on 3s rolling 1s. And 3s on the Basilisk, it's only strength 5, so that is only 4 wounds at the moment.
4 6+ armour saves, or vulnerable saves rather. You made 1, so it's 3 dead.
And the big sword hits 3 times, and these will be 2s, so strength 7. Oh no, 3 more with the vulnerable saves.
3 more 6s, no, 6 dead.
And then we've got Illuminor Szeras, who has 4 attacks with his Eldritch Lance in melee on 3s. 3 hits, and these are strength 6, so they'll be wounding 2s against Draxus. Getting 2, so I don't think I need any more command points right now, so I'm going to re-roll that fail. Yes, 3 wounds at -4.
Yeah, so 3 5+ invulnerables. She fails them all, she's dead.
Yep, 6 damage.
Also, the Skitarii Ranger Alpha ran away, and I spent the 1 miracle dice for the Basilisks to stay. And that's it. 4 units destroyed, so we're going to have to see basically if I can deny the Necrons attrition. Guilliman's going to have to do a lot of work though. We'll be into Imperium turn 4. It's going to be a bit all or nothing, I think, so Dominus is going to come down towards Objective 3 and try and contest it. We're going to abandon Objective 5, and we're going to try and deal with everything on Objective 6, and hopefully Guilliman can shoot that one death mark to death and deny the Necrons Objective 2. Guilliman is the important one. 3 shots on 2s, rerolling. Oh, 2 hits. 3s.
So 3+ save. Yep, the death mark lives.
Down here, the Dominus is going to put both his guns into the Crypto Thralls. 3 shots on 3s. They all hit. Wounding on 3s. 6s do 2 mortal wounds in addition.
Yeah, so 2+ save, which I made.
The Serpenta didn't wound, so I'll do the Lieutenant first, I suppose, shooting at the Destroyers. 2 shots from the Lieutenant that hit. So wounding on 4s. We got a wound at no AP.
3? Oh no, so that will kill the Destroyer because it's 2 damage, so I think I'll use my command point there. Don't really want to lose a Destroyer. No, it's still a 1, so I did Destroyer. Does it come back? No.
And the Canoness will throw a crack grenade that hits, and she used the command rod on herself as well because she's the only Baptist unit that would shoot. And you know what, I'll use that 3 miracle dice to ensure that it wounds.
And a 4 made.
So just charges, we'll do Guilliman into Szeras and the Lieutenant into the Destroyers for now. Roll the Lieutenant first. Gets a 4. 4 is just about enough, so Guilliman charging Szeras is in. Finally the Dominus gets a 9. So Guilliman has 6 attacks, because at this point we have -1 from the pylon. Rerolling 1s, that wasn't a hit, but so we got 5 hits. Wounding on 2s, only need to get 2 through to kill him. Yes.
He takes 20 damage.
Yeah, crunch. We'll do the Lieutenant as well. Again, 4 attacks because he loses the extra 1 for charging. Hitting on 2s, rerolling. They all hit. Wounding on 4s. That is 2 wounds.
Yeah, they're -4 because of the Assault Doctrine. And 3 damage to the Sword of St. Martyrs.
Yeah, so they're both dead. And the Dominus failed to kill the Crypto Thralls, unfortunately. And just to compound his embarrassment, the Tech Priest Dominus is killed by the counterattack. So yeah, that is going to be a Necron victory. They'll gain 30 victory points next turn. I didn't get attrition either, so I probably can't spring to get 30 in my turn, so we'll call that a Necron victory, although it was very close. So that will be the end of the game, so we get to look at this Necron victory page from the fold-out from a couple of issues ago, and it says that the Necrons have finally driven the forces of humanity from the Ramasus system with their great plan. The Contra-Empiric Resonator has been raised on Kjalma's skull, and they've reclaimed the system as part of their mighty empire, and are surely to be unopposed in future conquests. So that'll be the end of our game and our campaign. We'll recap all that for you now. Well, that was the end of our Ramasus system campaign and the 90th and final battle of the Imperium magazine. And before we discuss the game, do remember that we have another video out discussing the collection as a whole. We're just going to go over the game in this discussion. But how did you think it went?
Well, obviously way better than I ever thought it was going to go. I had 15 power down. I'll give it a good shot, but to be honest, it's probably not going to turn out that well. And for most of the game, I felt like it wasn't turning out that well, and then somehow I won, and I'm still not entirely sure how.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I did feel like I was on the back foot, mainly because you got to go first. Although I think if I'd gone first, I probably would have just blown you off the board. So it would have made much more sense, actually, given the Necrons are down on power, to let them go first as well. Honestly, was it a bit gutted to have lost, but it was so very close that certain dice rolls would have swung it either way. I mean, like that Assault Intercessor Sergeant dying near Objective 1 probably would have lost you 10 victory points, I think, and put me in the lead. And certain things like the Dominus not doing very well, or you failing to kill the Warsuits easily, even stuff like the Dreadnought blowing up and doing some damage. If I'd killed that one death marker and got the warsuit over there.
Yeah, it's worth stating how close it would have been, actually. If you killed that death mark, I would have held 2 objectives and got 20.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would have still been in the game if I'd killed that death mark.
Yeah, as it was, I would have got 30. But yeah, if you just killed that death mark, I think it would have been 88 apiece in the final turn. It would have literally come down to who won attrition, I think, in turn 5. There probably were ways you could have taken 3 yourself instead, but then you would have been risking not achieving that. Like, the lieutenant couldn't have cleared off that objective by himself. You could have sent Guilliman in by himself, and he may or may not have killed both the destroyers and Szeras. So again, Guilliman could have gone and killed all the stuff on objective 3, but then he'd be out the game for the last turn, probably. Yeah, I thought I was massively on the back foot after turn 1 because, I mean, yes, I killed the Cataphrons, which is nice, and a warsuit, but then you destroyed both of my Necron warriors entirely, which obviously are prime targets for Szeras to bring back. He was nice and close to both of them, so he could have brought back D3 of both units of warriors, and Resurrection Orb obviously is an option as well. But then I didn't have that, so I was massively down on models, which isn't great in an objective control game.
Yeah, it may have been better for me to push up the Battle Sisters earlier, just to get them on the objective. I perhaps should have been a bit more aggressive, although I never really intended to go after the objectives in your end. I was mostly focused on fighting in the middle.
Yeah, perhaps with Guilliman leading the charge, actually, because then he'd be a massive distraction, and he's also really difficult to kill. So then if the Battle Sisters perhaps were behind him on objective 6 or something, then it might have been a bit more difficult for me to clear you off it. I was pleased to kill the Dreadnought, actually, as well, because it's only its 3rd game, but I proved it was possible to destroy it. It did do some work before it did that. I think it killed an entire unit of warriors on its own.
And a unit of wraiths on its own as well.
Yeah, it certainly made its impact.
I'm not sure how much the aura of the pylon really affected things either. The -1 movement is probably the worst effect.
Yeah, the -1 movement actually did impede you quite a bit. The -1 to advance and charge rolls might have come in if you'd been trying to make longer charges. Guilliman can counteract it, of course, but then you're back to just essentially the dice roll.
I mean, I kind of think that's why the Necrons would have to go first.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth 15 power less stuff. If I'd had 15 more power, I could have had the Lich Guard and the Destroyer Lord instead. At the start of the game, I would have rather had those, but it was nice to have a special rule for the final battle. It feels a tiny bit disappointing that the mission rule was just the same as always.
Yeah, it maybe if the 2 objectives in the middle were worth more or something, because they represent the centre of the pylon. And yeah, and actually, to be honest, the fact that it was most of the time we were getting 20 victory points, I do feel like there needs to be more, I guess, make it easier to pull out a lead, especially with so many objectives.
It was the objectives that caused the game to be so close, and we did really have to focus on objective control, so that was good for making an interesting game. But even issue 80, where we had the duel in the middle for the secondary objective, was just a tiny bit more interesting.
Yeah, but also the fact that in that, the area was marked out and it blocked line of sight. Obviously, we put the monolith and the pylons there just for visual interest, but we did say the monolith did block line of sight, which probably did affect the outcome of the game.
Yeah, I think it probably did. I think it actually affected me a bit more than you, because your shooting was a bit more manoeuvrable and was generally able to shoot at what you wanted, whereas a couple of occasions where, for example, I wanted to move Illuminor Szeras one way, but I also wanted him to shoot at something on the other side of the thing. So, but at the same time, if that hadn't been there, the middle of the board would probably have been really open.
And we did get a nice cinematic end, though, with Kyriadraxus being slain by Illuminor Szeras, but then him getting destroyed by Guilliman. So at least we got a cinematic end to the campaign. And also, looking at the results pages we got in the magazine, sure, I lost and the Necrons are ascendant, but even if the Imperium would have won, apparently the population is basically wiped out and the system is a ghost system anyway, so it seems a bit of a Pyrrhic victory.
And yeah, it was nice as well that they decided to do this narrative campaign at the end. It just made it a little bit more interesting. If we'd finished at issue 80, that would have been a good endpoint, but the fact that they added the extra 10 issues and then did something slightly different with the games was nice.
Yeah.
The campaign rewards, I think, did come into effect, but I don't think they were too overpowered.
Yeah, well, I think the issue is that there was some balance issues there, but
yeah, because I mostly used the same one all the time.
Yeah, for me, the Sword of St. Martius was just better than all the others, and some of them were just flat out bad, like +1 strength on frag weapons, or was it -1 AP on Tesla weapons for you? I don't know, maybe if they made it if you could only take each one once or something, or you couldn't take the same ones out consecutively.
And also the campaign progress thing, which swung back and forth. Well, it did swing back and forth. I was a little bit worried, given the state of some of the games previously, that it would just get to the Imperium being dominant and then stay there.
Yeah, I mean, it went to Necrons dominant to Imperium dominant back to, I mean, it ended up being a draw effectively, and we won 5 games each, although I guess the Necrons are the overall winner seeing as they won the final mission, although I think I won the magazine overall. I won over half the game, so
yeah.
I suppose we could talk about Illuminor Szeras in 9th in his one appearance.
He's got good shooting. He's the better version of the shooting of the Chronomancer in effect, and also being a better Technomancer at the same time. And he's also reasonably good in melee, which none of the other Cryptechs are, and he's quite tough.
I would say his major weakness is that he hasn't got an invulnerable save. Although he's a Cryptech, so technically you can bring him back to life with the stratagem.
Yeah, it's just the lack of invulnerable save that lets him down. But yeah, he's a very beefy support character, I'd say.
Because we're using the initial versions of the Necron rules, there are very few Necron core units, whereas they FAQ'd it to be basically anything, which makes him... He's suddenly going to be able to boost more things. He's a really cool model, and cool to paint up, I imagine.
Yeah, when he was first released, I didn't like him very much because I thought the swirly bit was some sort of weird mystical energy or nonsense, like he was sucking his soul out or something. But then when I built him, I realised, no, he's actually basically just liquefying the poor guy.
Yes.
Much more amusing then. I painted him up a bit closer to what he looks like on the Games Workshop store than the magazine, just because I preferred some of the colour choices a bit better.
Actually, the way they tell you to paint the energy blade and stuff looked pretty bad, actually, in the painting guide.
Yeah, I did paint him in his canon colours, where he's kind of more in the Zarrican colour scheme, which I do like, the bronze with black undersuit, but having painted that one model, I realised if I painted my entire army in the Zarrican colours, it would have taken an awful lot longer, because it's much quicker just to paint everything silver. And a fitting endpoint for the model collection as well, gives the Necrons a character a bit like Guilliman, sort of named villain as well.
Yeah, and the Silent King is a bit too good, I think, for them to give him away in a magazine.
We have said that the last 10 issues for the Necrons were not as good as for the Imperium, because we only got 2 character models, but he nevertheless is a good addition to the Necron collection.
Yeah, and he is a unique character, but he's a dynastic agent, so you can really take him in, I think.
Yeah, and he's pretty good in 10th edition as well. He does basically the same thing. He hasn't changed all that much.
And his being a character, it's an excellent value for money issue, because you got him in one issue.
Oh yeah, he's like £35 or £40, and you get him for £9.
10,
it's about 25% the price. He's one of the best savings across the entire collection.
And obviously you only need one of him. Yeah, no, I don't think there's too much more to say, so thank you for joining us on this very, very long series. As I said, we have the other video talking about the collection as a whole. Do stay tuned for more of Stormbringer, and we do have something coming up, which hopefully you'll enjoy as well, another narrative sort of campaign. Maybe we'll break out the combat patrols as well, we'll have some more games of that, and see how they compare up. As always, if you like this content, do leave a like and subscribe. We've been the Tabletop Donkeys, and we'll see you another time.
Bye for now.